ultimate super coach and fantasy sports show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Boom shakalaka!
Yes, welcome back. You are watching the Insight NBA2K show, where we talk all things ANZPL. Joining me again this week, we just can't get rid of this bloke. Deadly, welcome back, mate.
I'm back again. One more week.
Yeah.
Regular season's over. Bloody keen to get into playoffs.
Did you get up to much this week, mate, or a bit of grinding, or?
Yeah, a bit of grinding. Hit starter 4 this week. Went out to bed, actually touched some grass, went to a concert, Had a bit of fun this week. But ready to rip into some 2K reviews.
Yeah, good. The rec's been pretty sweaty the last couple of days, hasn't it? With the double rep in there and
Oh yeah, it has, hasn't it? My
Yep.
God.
yeah, made me feel very, very shit. But anyway, this week we are going to review week 3. And for those of you that haven't watched before, week 3 is the last week. So it's rounds 7 through 9 of the ANZPL season before getting stuck into finals. So you're not going to want to miss this, where we go through scorecards. This week, they are going to be much, much clearer. So you're going to be able to see them at home where we talk about each series. And we should give a shout out to our sponsors as well. There's a player of the week. And also, there is going to be an MVP this season, and there is going to be some Twitter polls coming out very, very soon for our very first NBA2K All-Star team. So you're not going to want to miss that. But to start things off, a special thanks to one of our major sponsors of the show. It's Ryan from Astute Newstead. For anyone that needs a bit extra coin, or if your interest rates are above 6.2%, please hit this guy up. He is the man with the meanest mustache in 2K, but admittedly, he knows what he's doing. So, Deadly, I apologize, mate. But that's not as filthy as Ryan, sorry.
God, that hurts. He's gonna love you saying that as well. Oh.
I only say
Whatever.
nice things so he passes me the ball occasionally, mate.
Fair enough.
But anyway, we're going to get stuck into our screenshots for the week. So our man below Deadly has gone to the effort of downloading each screenshot this week off the Discord server, and we've made it a hell of a lot clearer so that you guys at home can see exactly who's playing who's playing well, and in case we don't shout anyone out, it's there for you to see. So, Deadly, do you want to kick us off, mate? We've got Goon Nation, your boys, versus New Zealand Black. This was a sweep the way of NZ Black.
Yeah, not very ideal from us. This was very, very early in the week. I think we played this last Sunday. So, yeah, we got this done nice and early because, we had a few things going on during the week and we just weren't prepared as them. They came out all guns blazing and hitting their shots. We weren't, and as you can see by game 1, they just put us through the ringer shooting-wise. Mono 15-9, 4 and 3s we had him on the podcast last week. Great man, and he's exceptional 2K player.
Yeah.
Welshie, who's actually Cades from TP, 17 and 6, and Flumetto with 17 as well. They're just an all-around great team. They found our weaknesses very early on, and that second quarter shows that. And they really dominated. But we had a few decent performances. Marbury, our point guard, 26 and 5 from him, and 13 and 10 from Moz. Kept us in there for a while, but just wasn't enough. Game 1, unfortunately, and game 2, not so much better. Horsey really had us. He had 11 made shots, and I reckon 10 of them were mid ranges and threes. His pop ability's one of the best in the server, and it really shows here.
Yeah, good. Man's cash. So we see Cades 18, 2 and 7 as well with 1 steal. For your boys, De Groot 3R with 19 points, and some bloke Deadly 10 points and 6 helpers. Not quite enough, mate. So that was NZ Black defeating Goon Nation 2-0. Next series, mate, what do we got?
We got Exy versus Southside Swingers, a 2-0 sweep for them, with game 2 being a forfeit.
No real surprise here. We see that Dollar with 30 on 6 of 10 from 3, and Torby 24, 17, 6 and 2 steals. The Dom with 5 rips as well. As a team, what's that? 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 13 steals.
13 steals, yeah.
That's unreal, isn't it? Especially
Yes.
for where a game in the last couple of weeks has had lanes dramatically turned down or weakened, I guess, or nerfed.
Yeah, 17 turnovers for Southside Swingers. They'll definitely want to improve that. 9 turnovers from the power forwards, not really ideal at all. And
No.
being able to shoot 59 shots that's just something you never want to see. You wouldn't want them shooting any more than 45 maximum. So 59 is not what you want.
Yeah. I would suggest that the game 2 forfeit was probably more of a pride thing rather
Yeah.
than connection issues. So there we go. We got double the score, 42 points, the way of Exy. Next series, we've got the MILF Hunters versus Ruthless. And this is a game 1 spread, game 2 forfeit. So how do we go here?
MILF Hunters, well, I'll show both scorecards. MILF Hunters really, really, really solid here. Putting one of the better teams in the league, Ruthless, down the chain. Just
This is the upset of the season.
Yeah, it definitely is. MILF Hunters, I think, only won 2 series or 3 series all year, and one of them being against Ruthless is definitely one they'll harp about. I did see that they were having a bit of smack talk in the Discord general chat the other day, and yeah, they absolutely deserved it after putting Ruthless through one of these ones.
Yeah.
Good
we see there, it's a bit hard to make up the numbers there, but Maggie Swish looked like he led the way for the MILF Hunters there, with everyone sort of pulling their weight a little bit. Snaky inside with 14 boards over game 1. And then how'd game 2 go?
Yeah, game 2 forfeit. Ruthless, I don't know what happened, whether it was a lag out or whatnot, but yeah, they just didn't show up for game 2.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, Kakasoda from the corner also deserves a shout out. 4 steals, 23 points of his own. Very, very solid from him. We'll move on.
Relentless versus New Vengeance 2-0. Game 1 we have here. Whiskey Toxic 22 and 8 from the point guard position, and Matar 21 points on 75% shooting, leading the way for Relentless. New Vengeance, not really too much going on there. We see Larks inside 10 and 10, and Drix XO from the point guard position 15 and 10. But yeah, 40 shots going at less than 50%. Probably not going to get the job done, mate.
Nah, it's not what you're chasing. 11 turnovers as well. It's not really what we wanted.
No.
Yeah, not scoring above 15. Besides, not scoring above 11. Besides, first quarter isn't. You never win basketball games in 2K like that. As we'll move on to game 2, and we'll see just as much domination from Relentless.
Massive blowout. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the spread was, so they started game 2. It was 14 to 10. And they had a lag out, so they made a spread and only played the 3 quarters, and yeah, just blew them out, really.
Yep. We see, what is it? Fev inside on
21-13.
Yeah. 20 on 13
nice.
on 10 or 12 shooting. That's nice.
Yep. Whiskey again, 16 and 5. He's not too bad of a point guard. Him. Matter again, 14 and 4 steals. Pray for Torvi, 4 steals of his own. But yeah, that's just a bit of a domination from Relentless, and yeah, they'll be happy with that.
Absolutely. What have we got next, mate? We have, it looks like Prophecy. Whoever took this took the photo with their phone, so be better. Take your screenshots and download them into the Discord so we can show the people at home what's going on. But we see here that, is it Prophecy defeats Bane Effect in game 1?
Yep.
Even though Bane's Effect wins the series 2-1. So we see game 1 going away. Prophecy, 19-11 from Chizen. Yep. Or Chosen. Millhouse, 21 and 12 from the 5 as well. And we see Flavor, 22 and 11. Point guards and centers really leading the way in this game. 14 and 8 from Ruben as well with 2 steals. Game 2, Deadly.
Bit of the same, just flipped around. Just Bane's Effect as well. Point guards and centers. Ruben with 16 and 7. Godku from the Hash, 15 and 3. And Flavor again, chirping in 18, 16 and 6. Very solid from him. We see Chosen and Empty Juice both combining for 21 points respectively. But yeah, just wasn't enough for game 2. The turnovers definitely were a factor, and the missed shots definitely wouldn't have helped them.
No, absolutely not. And game 3, mate.
We're seeing much better from Bane's Effect as they pull off a huge fourth quarter, winning 24-1. And yeah, they take
Wow.
game 3 by 21 itself.
So let me get
Rubman with
this right.
23-9.
So Prophecy
Yep.
was in front at halftime, 29-22. So leading by
Yep.
7 and still lose by nearly 20.
Yeah, that fourth quarter is extremely
Wow.
solid. That's yeah. We see Durkee with 5 steals and 2 blocks, very solid from him.
Yep.
We actually see Godku fouling out, which, if you know Coots, it's not much of a shock. Rubman 23-9.
A reach machine.
Yeah, Flavor again for his third triple double of the series with 18 and 11, with go along with 3 steals. But
Yep.
yeah, just not enough for Prophecy. That fourth quarter will hurt him.
Hey, from the crowd, mate, how was Travis Scott, by the way?
Oh, bloody insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, best show of my life.
Really, was that good?
Yeah, it was, words can't describe it. It was hectic.
It was better than the Backstreet Boys that you went to the other week.
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Christ, how old do you think I am?
Oh, you've got 50
They're
odd years on
bit
me.
of your
Anyway.
time, aren't you?
Yeah, mate. No. Next series, mate, we have the Pals defeating the Hooligans 2-0. Game 1 spread here. We see it's pretty close where there's a lag out. It would appear by Ozark 26-28. No one really jumping off the page there. We see the second half of this game, though, and it's 36-22 the way of the Pals, with Dr. Hamo himself, 18 on 4 of 5 from 3, 7 of 8 from the field. That's really good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Had top scorer in the first half as well. So yeah, 27 for him over the game.
Yep.
I'm sure he'd be happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we've got game 2, mate.
We've got a bit of a blowout from the Pals, 30-point win. Yeah, just dominated all quarters. Max, Hamo, Driz, usual suspects, 15 steals.
Oh, Whitey, 6 steals as well from Anchor.
Yep. And Jake with 4 of his own. Yeah, Senna getting 7 steals, turnovers, and 6 from the point guard Ozark as well. It's you're not gonna win basketball games like that. And if you look at the shooting splits as well, it's really, really solid for the Pals and not so much for Hooligans.
No, so we see the Pals took 6 less threes and made 3 more.
Yep.
Efficiency.
It'll do it.
Let's go to the next series, mate, where we see Exie defeating the Crayons 2-0. Game 1. Probably Exie's game plan coming into this game would have been to try and limit the effect of iPass Fake, who's, in our eyes, probably been a top 3 player in the league so far this season. Jay Cheng, we see 12 and 5 from the 1 spot, $16 and 4. Torby with 4 steals. Rylan with 3 steals at the anchor spot, and Lachlan with 12 and 13 with 7 helpers from the 5 spot. And again, for Crayons, it's iPass Fake and Girk. 19 and 6 for iPass Fake, with 7 turnovers, and Girk with 15 and 7. The other 3 players combining for a grand total of 5 points. That's just not going to get the job done.
Nah, obviously not. Yeah, Lee or Torbett, he'll be happy with stopping pass fake. Holding pass fake to 19 in this game seems to be one of the better efforts. He's
for
putting
sure.
up 30 bombs night in, night out. And they'll be happy. Limiting him to under 50% and 7 turnovers as we see game 2. A little bit more of the same, pass fake getting a bit more involved. But yeah, just once again, that fourth quarter, absolutely massive.
Big by Exie, outscoring Crayons by 12 in the last to win. 51-45, iPass Fake again, showing that he is one of the better PGs in the server, 25 and 6. There, Girk with 18 and 6, and then the other 3 players combined for a grand total of 4 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals on 2 of 6 shooting. So part of that's probably not getting the ball, but at the same time, it's a good job by Exie to really limit where the ball's going and hawking lanes.
Yep, absolutely. They'll know pass fake would want to get his assists early, get his takeover up, and then he can shoot a bit more. And really limiting the hash and the 2 corners is one of the best ways to stop someone from getting easy points, easy corner threes. Just throwing different rotations out, calling stacks, reverse stacks, and just really stopping and making the point guard have to think is one of the best ways to win in this game.
100%, mate. Next game or next series, sorry. DTR,
Oh.
who have been probably one of the bigger surprise packets of the year, they defeat Unknown 2-0.
Yeah, one of the probably one of the series of the week, I'd say.
Yeah, this is high quality basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. No real horrible shots. No real turnovers. Just get in there, get it done. Hakaru, as we've come to accustomed to, him getting a triple double, a double double, sorry, with his assists. Lemons 23 of his own. 2 steals from Munter, 2 steals from Beefin. Yeah, just really solid from them. 14 out of the corner from Beefin as well. For Unknown, we see Will Movin 20 and 13 on very decent shooting again. Delaney. Better Delaney, or would you lose this series, Mick?
No, I probably would have bought it home for Unknown.
Yeah, you win. You dropped 70 in the win. Yeah.
Oh, and the rest. No, to his credit, he's a very good center. I don't like really inflating his ego too much. Not that he has an ego, and I do have that invested interest, but he does play well from the center position. 17 and 13 with 3 helpers in game 1. And then game 2, mate, we see 71-64. So, we see a sweep, mate. So, Lemons, he is
big talk
probably,
out of this one.
Yeah.
He's
up there in the MVP conversation as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Mono on last week, and we were chatting about Lemons and how well of a shooter he is, and he's showing it here. 11 for 17 from 3, dropping 37. Hakaru again, 12 and 9 of his own. And yeah, just really solid, especially that fourth quarter, dropping 27 against a very solid defensive Unknown side. 18 and 12 from Will Movin, 15 from Cheese, and 12 from BSEF from the corner. But yeah, it's just not going to be enough, unfortunately. And DT will take this series and they'll move on.
Yep. And as we'll see later in the series, we've managed to get some ladders together so we can see where people are finishing and potential playoff matchups that will start tomorrow evening. Pookie Bears defeat Low Key Academy 2-0. We have game 1 on the screen here. Pookie Bears 59 defeating Low Key 56 in a close tussle, which came down to the last minute. Bandito with 22, 3 helpers and 3 steals, leading the way for the Pookie Bears, with Heaney 14 and Richie with 14 and 9. Low Key Academy, it was Patchy, 33 points and 6 assists, leading the way for them, and nothing really else. Mage and Gravy, 12 and 13 from inside on perfect shooting, but just couldn't get it done. Game 2, Deadly, much the same?
Yeah, a little bit the same, much closer. Same sort of stuff. Patch, once again, leading the way for Low Key. Major and helping out. But yeah, it's the same sort of thing. Being able to make threes in this game is at a high rate is one of the best ways to score, obviously, as we become accustomed to nowadays, especially in normal NBA. Just the three-pointer is the go-to. And yeah, shooting 33% as a team, you're not going to win many basketball games if you can't knock them down.
No, you're not. No.
Rich C 15 and 7 for Pookie Bears. Heaney with 15 out of the corner. Range Sun, who I think is actually Dirk Biddy. I think they swapped accounts in this.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. 10, 17 and 6 from him. And yeah, very solid series win and a close one from the Pookie Bears.
Next series, we have the Crayons defeating the Toenails 2-0. iPass Fake is back and goes bang with a big 40-piece, 11 assists on 75% shooting and 70% from deep. Girk, 21, 16 and 8 helpers as well. They're probably one of the better 1-2 combos in the comp, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know they all they do is play with that. Like, they're a whole bunch of IRLs and they've been playing together for however long.
A long time.
But yeah, Girk only really switched to center 2 years ago, and he's really shone ever since he's done it. I know last year I think he won a Player of the Week in one of the first seasons that you did. Yep. So yeah, he only switched over what last year or the year before, and yeah, he's really shone straight away.
Yep. And for the Toenails, we see Clutters moving from the PG spot where he was scoring minimal points and getting a lot of assists. This week, scoring 18 points on 7-11 shooting. Snapper at the PG spot, 14 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, but only 11 assists for the game isn't going to get the job done. We see a game 2 forfeit the way of Crayons. So that's a series sweep for the Crayons. Our next series, mate, we have the Pals versus Sands duo. We have a game 1 spread here. What did you see in game one?
Yeah, well, besides the lag out, just these two teams, they're in my conference, obviously. They're two of the biggest talking teams in the whole league. They're huge communicators. You ask anyone on any team, they're big on communication, and yeah, they really pride themselves on their defense and their talk on plays and whatnot. I know Dennis Phoenix is probably the best play calling point guard in the league.
Yep.
The way he likes to control his offense, and yeah, as we can see with game one, leads the way with 24 and 10 all
He
up.
does. Yep. We see a pretty even spread from both teams there. No one really standing out. Driz 10, 5, and 6 inside. So what's that a combination? 16 points.
16,
9 and 7.
Very nice.
Not a bad game, really.
Nah.
Game 2, mate. We
bit
see
better for the Pals.
Yeah. 3-point winners over Suns duo. Max at the PG spot, 20 and 7, leading the way on some nice shooting from deep, shooting 67%. Shake with 12 and 3 steals from the lock. Driz 8, 12 and 8 with 1 and 1. Pretty consistent there. Driziana. Greg Iverson again with 17 and 12. Jexme with 15 from the sharp. And yeah, we see Junkie there, 2 steals. Krager with 10, 7 and 4. But game 3, mate.
Yeah,
this came down to the absolute wire.
Absolutely. Yep.
We see here that even though D. Whitey, I watched this series, and even though D. Whitey didn't take a shot this game, he was probably one of the bigger influential factors with his defense at the anchor position. And Junkie on the other end as well actually did a pretty good job as well. So we can sit here and we can talk about stats and what have you. We see Greek Iverson again with 25 and 9, but defense was the real standout in this series, Deadly.
Absolutely. These boys, like I said before, they pride themselves on their defense. They love communication. And Whitey and Shake will be pretty proud with that series win, I'd assume. I mean, letting Dennis Phoenix score 25 and 9, they won't be much happy with. But we know he can chuck 20 assists and drop 40 points at any given night if he's on, hitting his shots and the plays are working. Yeah. 3 blocks from Whitey. Very, very solid. 16 from Hamo, 14 and 6 from Max. 14, 6, and 3 from Driz. He's one of the more consistent centers we've got in the ANZPL. And yeah, just very, very solid from the Pals. They'll take that. And yeah, very, very good series.
That's right. Next series, mate, we have Relentless versus Lethal. And it's a 2-1 win the way of Relentless. But game 1 went the way of Lethal with 6-8-5 2K with 13 and 10 on pretty ordinary shooting. 25% from the point guard spot, but led the way with 5 steals as well. We got Obaki with 2 steals, 2 blocks from the anchor position as well. And VDocs with 12 and 13 from the 5 spot. Whiskey Toxic with 13 and 11. And Fev inside with 20, 13 and 2. Very, very close game, this one. How did game 2 shape up?
Yeah, a bit better for Relentless. Another close one. Been some pretty sloppy games, to be honest. No real great shooting, no real conversion or nothing. But yeah, Whiskey Toxic 23 and 6. It's not too bad at all. Pray for Tovi 6-5, 3 steals and 3 blocks. That's a big performance from him. 685 was probably best for Lethal.
Yeah.
15 and 11 for him with Doxy 19 and 6. But yeah, just defense wins this one.
Yep, that's right. Game 3, mate.
Bit better for Relentless here. 13-point win. And that fourth quarter, again, it's the killer. 26-9 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So what's that? 17 points and they win by 13. So Lethal were up 4 going into the last.
Yep.
Wow. Whiskey Toxic with 26 and 6, leading the way. 3 steals from him. Mata at the sharp spot and Pray for Tovi with 3 steals from the lock. So 9 steals between the 3 of them. They'll be very happy with that. And the series win against Lethal. 6-8-5 2K with 21 and 7 from the point guard spot too. Next series, mate. Sorry, I was taking a bit long to get through that.
You're all right. I clicked the wrong button anyway.
That's all right. 2-0.
Why don't let me on the controls?
We've given Deadly some control tonight. And
yeah, I've got all the power.
Look out. 14-point win the way of Cancun, mate. Shot Moist with 15 and 5. Joe Strutt with 22 and 6 with 2 steals. King Laggy, 4 steals. Washed Up with 3 steals, 2 steals, 3, 3, and 3. And G-Force, who's been one of the bigger improvers, 18 and 16 inside. Nothing really for Asylum, mate, apart from Wilds at PG, 16 and 11.
Yep. No, Henry, 18
Henry
and
with
5
5
steals,
steals.
very solid.
Yep.
And RXHC with 15 and 8 of his own. I remember we said at the start of the season when Cancun first started playing, and it was just shot moist. He dropped 30 or something, and it was we were talking about if you can get your team involved and they do better, this team could play good. And we see it here. They finally brought it all together, and yeah, they've done well here.
That's right.
And
Game
much
2,
the
mate.
same at game 2.
Yep, we see Shot Moist again, 9 helpers with his 19 points. G-Force, 18 and 18 inside, was probably one of the bigger factors in this series. J Strap and King Laggy, 3 steals and 5 steals apiece. Not much really for Asylum. Wilds again with 16 and 11, and RXHC with 10 and 12. But a good series sweep for Cancun here.
Yep, they'll take that for sure. As we move on
100%.
and see him pop up again against Prophecy, winning 2-1 in this series. With
Yeah, good.
game 1 being a very, very solid one, dropping 70 as a team. 12 and 10 from Shot Moist, 23 from King Laggy.
Yep.
J Strap and King Laggy combining for 6 steals as well. G-Force, 21, 16 and 7 assists. He's been one of the better centers, especially in that conference as well. As we see over at Prophecy, Chosen couldn't really get his shooting right.
No.
1 of 14 is not going to help you. But 13 assists, most of them being to his corners, as we can see. Kizza 17 and Claw HQ dropping 19. And yeah, very solid shooting from the corners. Just needed a bit more from the PG.
Yeah, that's right. If you take the corners out of it, they shot 1 for 15 from 3.
Yep. Never win a basketball game without that. But yeah,
No.
very solid game from the corners, and they'll do much better here winning this one.
Yeah, I think this was game 2, was it? Where they
Yeah,
won.
this would be game 2.
Yep. So
Won by points,
Prophecy
yep.
did get a game out of this series with Chosen 12 and 13, Empty Juice with 20, and Millhouse 12 and 10 inside with 2 blocks leading the way for them. G-Force with another monster game, 28, 14 and 5. That was about it for Cancun in this one, but they get the series win 2-1 and a couple of back-to-back series wins for them.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see game 3 pop up now, 24-point win in game 3, they'll definitely take that. G-Force again, absolute standout this series, probably standout of the last 2 series for Cancun. 20, 13 and 5 for him. Wash up, 4 assists, 4 steals. J Strap 16, 5 and 4 steals as well. King Laggy 18 from the corner, and Shot Moist 18 and 7. Great all-round win for them. Not much to talk about for Prophecy really. They'll sort of try and move on.
Yeah, agreed. Next series, we have No Way Out to beating Witho Sports 2-0. This is game 1 here with Harry being Harry, 36 points, 4 helpers from the 1. Delay with 10, 3 and 2. How nice would it be if you're just having an off game, you've missed your first couple of shots, and you go, here you go, Harry, or here you go, Delay. Can you just take over for a little bit?
Yeah, no, it would. Jesus, I'd even say, here you go, Chris. Go post up. Go score 30 points. Just post it up. Someone just drop step them. It's just that team they're just so well rounded. They're so well built, and they're easily the team to beat.
Yep. For Witho or NZ White, AO Carlos with 18 and 9 inside with 2 steals leading the way for them. Game 2, mate.
Much better for NZ White actually, as they bring it within 8 against as we said, team to beat. They'll take that for sure. Yep. As we see, Young Drills 13 and 9, 15 from Kobe, 13 and 16 from AO Carlos. Still, unfortunately, wasn't enough. But I mean, the brass holding Harry, probably the best point guard in the server, to 6 of 16. I mean, he'll take that.
Absolutely will. Delay with 22 and Chris Stapps with 6, 13 and 5. Matty V with 2 steals and 1 block in this one as well.
Move on.
Hooligans versus the Mailmen, 2-0. So Hooligans win the first one by 10. Ozark with 19 and 10, showing that he has come a long way in the last couple of years and really starting to apply his class in the server. Lucas with 14 and 17. Real Walken with 12 and 2. Air Champ, pretty well spread there. Air Champ with 2 steals as well. For the Mailmen, Thumper with 13 boards. Benji the Don with 17 points. But again, 8 assists for the game, for game 1 for the Mailmen.
Yeah, got to be able to swing the ball. One thing I've definitely learned this year is swing the ball, get your takeover up, you'll make more shots. And yeah, 6 of 16 shooting, 3 assists. It's not really what you want from your point guard. And yeah, if he can fix that up, he might be all right.
100%. Game 2, mate, we see the Hooligans win by 16 points with Ozark again, 20 and 6. Really well rounded their team. 18, 13, 12 from Carlton Dry. Lucas with 8, 17 and 8 assists as well. Benji the Don, 16 and 6. Thumper with 10 and 17 inside, but a fairly easy series win for the Hooligans here.
Yeah, much the same from game 1. Yeah, they'll take this series win and move on to later games in the week.
Air Champ with 5 steals in game 2 as well. We see Baines Effect defeating D-Tier in game 1, but D-Tier taking the series 2-1. This is a bit of an upset with the way D-Tier has been playing.
Yeah, I know these teams have, obviously I don't know Xbox too much, been PlayStation my whole life, but yeah, these teams have had some rivalry. There's another team, obviously Full Court Press, they've all got some rivalry going on, and there would have been a lot of bragging rights going on, whoever won this series, and yeah, DT got it in the end, but game 1 goes to Baines Effect, with Robin 11 and 8, out on bailout, 20 and 3, Godku from the corner 16, and Flavor 18, 8 and 5, as we see for DT, Hakaru 24 and 5, solid game from him. Lemon's a little quiet in this one, but still got 15, 2 steals. Munted from the corner 16 of his own, but yeah, very solid game 1 win for Baines Effect as they come back in the fourth quarter.
Good work there by Games Effect to take a game off D-Tier with the way they've been playing. Game 2, mate, we see D-Tier really pick it up in the second half after it being 33-30 at halftime to win by 16. Hakaru with a double-double, 10 and 11. Lemons, 6 steals, 23 points. And Reefin with 10 and 17. Beefin as well with 3 steals as well. For Baines Effects, out on bailout, 20 points. And Flavor with 20, 11 and 5. Godku with 5 steals. Doing a pretty good job at that lock position, but wasn't enough, unfortunately. Game 3, we also see it going the way of D-Tier by 14 points. And again, the scores at halftime, 32-28. So it was pretty close, but the second half, 40-30, pretty much. So, yeah, a strong series win by D-Tier. Hakaru, 23 and 10. Lemons with another 18, 4 steals and a block, showing how well-rounded he is as a sharp. Reefin with 16 and 16, Flavor 19 and 9 for the Baines Effect, but unfortunately they just couldn't get anything really going on offense in the second half.
Yeah, nah, they just couldn't. And look, I think the way DT have been playing, I think Baines Effect might take that.
I think so.
That team, that DT team is very, very impressive. They've been playing together for a few years now, and
100%.
Hakaru is one of the. I rate Hakaru a lot. He's quite impressive. The way he plays, he knows how to manipulate defenses, and yeah, he scores and assists well, and gets his team the win here.
Yeah, good. Next, we've got Full Court Press defeating SWAT in game 1, and they sweep the series 2-0, which is, for me, that's a bit of an upset. Yeah,
a little bit of an upset. Yeah. I don't know. I've sort of come accustomed to Full Court Press being one of the teams you can't knock anymore. They've been really solid all season, and I don't have a reason to fault them, especially after a game like this. Micah 24 and 9, pretty poor shooting splits, but it's still 24 and 9. Sunset 16 boards, 4 steals from Euquatus to go along with his 11 points, and yeah, the fourth quarter again comeback, very solid to hold SWAT to only 4 points in the fourth quarter.
And Mitts going at less than 33% from the field. 13 and 7. Job Knock 16 and 14 with Lockeye with 3 steals. Lasin Shady with 2 steals as well. Game 2, we see Full Court Press winning by 13 points. That third quarter, 7-9, that's a real defensive lockdown, isn't it?
Absolute hell quarter.
Even the
first, anything besides the last quarter, really. That was looking real low scoring game before that last quarter.
Yep.
Micah another 25 and 9, really solid from him. 10 and 18 from Sunsets again. Yeah, about the same. Good from Euquatus again on defense, 2 steals, 3 blocks. But yeah, just SWAT couldn't get it done. Not shooting the ball efficiently. 19 of 48. That's not what they'll be wanting, especially come playoff time. And yeah, they'll look to improve past this, I suppose.
I tell you what, Montana will be stoked. Not so much with the points that he's scoring or the steals and the blocks he's getting, but he's held mitts to under 30% in game 1 and under 20% in game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that pick and roll defense will absolutely take that any day of the week.
100%.
As we move on to see Thanos squad play Sands Door.
Yep. Thanks for the screenshot, Chico. But we're talking Sands Door, and they take Thanos squad, take the series 2-1.
Yep.
Game 1, we see Sands Door 20-point winners, taking this one fairly easily. 13 points, 19 assists, and 3 steals from Dennis Phoenix or Greek Iverson. Yeah, the Hatch with 16 boards on perfect shooting. Krager, 20 points with 2 steals as well. Junkie with 2 steals and 2 blocks in this one. Grundy with 24 points and Rome with 17 and 8 leading the way for Thanos squad. Game 2, Deadly. What changed in game 2?
Yeah, well, just quickly before we move on, take out Dennis Phoenix's shooting splits. Look how well that Sandstor team shot. They missed 5 shots.
5
shots besides the point guard. That's insanity for a full game. As we'll move on to see Thanos squad, just a bit of an upset, to be honest. Even a series win, but yeah, I wouldn't have expected this one, especially the way it was. Very defensive heavy.
Yep.
And just second half comeback was all Thanos squad needed.
Yeah, that's right. Chico with 13 and 10, one of his first double-doubles of the season from the PJ spot. Grundy, again, leading the way points-wise, 16 points in Rome with 16 and 13. Zarinik with 2 steals from the anchor position for Sandsdua. Jexme with 19, but there wasn't really much else going on there. Game 3, mate.
It's a spread.
Yep.
So we'll show the first
to start with.
Yep. So what they've done is they've played the first quarter. They've had a lag out, as we can see. Krager lagged out there. Not much to really touch on for this first quarter. As we'll move on, we'll see the game actually went into overtime in the third quarter. So what they've done is they've played the fourth quarter as overtime, and
Thanos squad wins by a point.
Win by a point in overtime, in technical overtime anyway.
Wow. That's unreal.
Yeah. Technical overtime in a game 3, almost seasons on the line, really.
Yeah, and we'll see later how this is affecting the standings as well, with V. Grundy leading the way again for Thanos squad, 23 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. He's been a little bit quieter to start the season, but I feel like he's starting to pick things up now.
He's starting to pick it up, yep.
Yep.
Yep. It's only time before he becomes one of the better sharps again, and he's going to be the one to watch on Thanos squad as always.
Yep. For Sandsdua, again, double-double for Greek Iverson or Dennis Phoenix, however you want to say his name or username. 15 and 13, Jack Smith 18, Junkie with 12 out of the corner with 2 steals and a block, but going down by a point. Next series, mate, we see the Thanos squad defeating the Jelly squad 2-1. So the Jelly squad take game 1.
Yeah, very solid, especially from Exo Lockup from the corner there, dropping 22 with 3 steals. Trixie from the Hash, 3 steals as well. We got Gada at point guard, 16 and 7, with the Daddy Crisp helping along with 13, 8 and 5. Very solid offensive performance. And same thing for Thanos squad, it's Grundy scoring majority of the points. Chico, 13 helpers as well. Most of them probably going to Grundy. Yeah. Zernik from the corner, 15 and 6 to go along with his 3 steals, and Tidzi with 3 steals as well, but just not enough.
No, unfortunately not. Game 2.
Much better for Thanos squad.
Thanos squad by 11 points. Chico 9 and 10, Grundy with 17 and 5, and Rome with 19 and 8. For the Jelly squad, there's not really too much there to talk about. Gatar with 14 and 7, but 8 of 19 from 3, shooting 50%. When you're playing a team that only misses 14 shots for the game. it's going to be hard to defeat that. Game 3, we see Thanos squad really running away with it, leading 37-19 at halftime and just keeping them at arm's width the rest of the way. Grundy again, 20-5 with 2 steals. Tidsy with 15 and 4 steals with a block. Vrome with 14, 22 boards as well. For the Jelly squad, they just couldn't get anything going, really. Gatar with 10 and 5 from the PG spot, and Lockup with 18 and 2 with 2 steals. Akatrixie with 4 steals as well. But yeah, Thanos squad after that first game, mate, really locked in and did it fairly comfortably in the end.
Yeah, they've worked it all out and got it all together and come away with a pretty comfortable win in game 3 here. And very solid team performance. Everyone scoring above 11. They'll take that.
100%. What have we got next, mate?
Ruthless versus Cancun in the next one with a very close game 1, to be honest. Yeah, this Cancun team's really improved as the season's gone on. They started out okay, but now they're really starting to shake things up, especially with how close this game 1 is. So we see Move Like Gid for Ruthless, 19 and 6. Rhino Pet from the Hash, 10 and 3. But Faraj, again, we know him as one of the better players in the whole server, 24 and 13. Really led the way for Ruthless here.
Yeah, and we see for Cancun, G-Force again with 19 and 13. Pretty much leading the way for the guys at Cancun. Shot Moist with 12 and 9. But not really too much else going on there. Game 2, mate, what do we see?
Another close one.
Another close one. So we see Pet with 13 and 2. Faraj with 16 and 14. Gid with 7 and 10. A fairly well-rounded performance from them. G-Force with 13 and 8. Shot Moist with 13 and 8. But really, I know Cancun got beaten 2-0, but to take a team like a Ruthless all the way in both games, that's kind of, even though it's not a win, that's kind of a win for Cancun and how far they've come.
Yeah, absolutely. Only losing by 8 points if you combine both games. It's just, I think they'd probably take that against a team that's up there in conference finals, if not finals spots.
I think so. Let's move on to the next one. We'll see D tier versus ISOT Gaming. 17 points away of D tier game 1. They sweep the series 2-0 with Lemons pouring on a lazy 51 points in this one. One of the better shooting performances of the season in a game where it was actually close for a little bit. 13 of 22 from 3. From Ice Hot Gaming, Cody Kong with 19 and 9 from the PG spot. And I'm D Shine with 15 and 12 with 5 helpers. Gary with 2 steals as well, but 1 of 7 from 3 really hurting, and 8 of 31 overall, hurting Ice Hot's chances of winning game 1. Game 2, a little bit the same, Deadly?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I mean, it just sticks out like a sore thumb. You see Lemons there again. 66 points, 4 assists, 5 steals with 19 threes. It's just, it's insane from him. 22 from Munted at the corner, and the rest of the team didn't have to do much else because they already won the game after they poured on 88 from 2 people.
I know it might be easier to say, mate, that he got 66 points against a team that may not be as good as your X's and unknowns and Ruthless and No Way Out and whatever. But at halftime, it's only 8 points difference, so it's not like they were blowing them out early.
And the shooting splits are. You'd see 22 or 36 and you think, oh, that's not too bad, but it's nothing to write home about. In this game, this is before the update as well, that is bloody good. That is really, really impressive, especially 19 or 32 from 3. And yeah, he's definitely in there for players of the week, if not players of the season.
Yeah, I think so. Next series, mate.
See the Pookie Bears come back?
Yeah, the Pookie Bears with an absolute spanking of New Vengeance, 90-56 with Dirk Mitty, 22 and 8 from the anchor spot, and Cardi, 38 from PG, 11 of 21 from 3. Range Shon with 7, 16 and 6. Apart from Drix, 27 and 10 for New Vengeance, there wasn't much going on there.
Nah, not really at all, but Pookie Bears are, if they can get it all together, they're one of the better teams coming through, especially their few people that have stuck around for ages, Bandito, Dirk Mitty and Renshaw. They've been playing together for a few years now, and yeah, they've built some chemistry up and it's starting to flow, especially against some of these newer teams like New Vengeance.
Yeah, game 2, mate.
Yeah, much the same from Pookie Bears.
Yeah, it
We
was.
see
So we see, nearly 30 points again, mate. Cardi with 26 and 10, 3, 4, 4, 2, steals galore everywhere, 13
yeah,
steals.
19 turnovers for New
Ye
Vengeance as a team. It's just you never
that
win
hurts.
basketball games getting
10
rid of the ball that much.
10 steals for the PG's never gonna help.
No.
Let's move on, mate, to the Crayons versus the Liabilities. The Crayons win this one 83-60 and sweep the series 2-0. Game 1, we see I Pass Fake with 29 and a lazy 18 helpers. Girk, though, this is one of the better scoring games we've seen from a center this year with 37 and 12.
Yeah, I mean their connection's just unreal, isn't it?
Yep.
It's just I don't. That's just insane. If you
Mm-hmm.
dropping almost, well, they did drop more than the other team just by themselves.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy to defend against. And yeah, they shot extremely efficiently. Pass fake, not so much, but I mean, who doesn't really matter when you throw an 18 assist to your center who's scoring 37.
No, that's right. And we see here for Liabilities, was it Muzza with 18 and 10 and IRL DB with 13, 11, and 7 with 3 blocks. But yeah, 23-point win for Crayons in game 1. Game 2, we see
Bit of a closer one.
bit of a closer one where it was the third quarter that really won it for Crayons there. I Pass Fake with 33 and 10. Girk with only, and I say only, 18 and 10 in this one. Pat Hello with 3 steals for the Crayons. For Liabilities, Muzza from the PG spot, 17-9, 3 steals. And I'm not even going to try and say that name. Whoever was playing lock, 2 steals as well to go to 12
Thrasher.
points.
Just Thrasher.
That'll do. And IRL DB 14 and 8 from the center position. We move on, mate.
See, another very solid series in my conference again with NZ Black beating Sandstor in 3.
So, game 1, we see NZ Black winning this one 58-50. And they've sort of confirmed themselves or asserted themselves as one of the elite teams in their conference now.
Yep,
so they're going to be one to watch come final starting tomorrow night with Cades or Welshie with 27 and 8.
I think that was Flu on Welshie's account in that game.
Was it?
I think that's Flu playing point guard in that game.
Gotcha. Solomona with 18 and 3 with 4 steals. We've seen Mona play lock. We've seen him play anchor.
Yep,
we'll see later that he's played some PG as well.
Yeah, I think he had one.
And he's played
center. Yep. And he spent a year or even maybe even more, a couple of years back on Sharp. He's just Mr. Versatile, I suppose. So you can call him.
Yeah. So we see even there with 4 steals on 4 or 5 from 3. The Greek Iverson, again, another double-double, 17 and 11. But NZ Black outplay Sandstua in game 1. Game 2, we see Sandstua bounce back with a 5-point victory with Greek Iverson, again, 20 and 13. Just confirming that he had a really good week with averaging a double-double this week. Krager with 18 and 10. Junkie with 3 blocks and a steal at the anchor position. Flamento. Is it Flu?
It's Flu.
Playing
it's
PG
Flu.
for the whole series, 29 and 5. And Horsey with 13 and 4.
Sharp block.
Gotcha. Game 3, mate.
Yeah, he's just confirmed that. Yep.
Tell me the difference.
In game 3. Oh, game 3. Sorry. Yeah, just solid shooting from NZ. No, they got it done. Greek Iverson, 31 and 8, just not enough. Couldn't get his teammates involved as much as he'd like to. And yeah, we see Welshie and Sensei combining for 42 and 11. Very solid from them. Solid shooting from the whole team. Horsey 16, 15, and I think that's 6. Very nice. And yeah.
I've noticed Sensei, he's improved a bit for a young player as well, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's come a long way. And if the NZ boys are listening, we'd love to hear how you went in your qualifiers against Guam on Saturday as well. If you can bang it in the chat, we'll shout it out. We'd love to know. For Sandstua, Greek Iverson, 31 points from the PG spot, 8 assists, 2 steals. He is one of the better PGs in this server. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the job done. Yep. The next series, mate.
Some of the newer teams. we have Low Key Academy beating New Vengeance by 10 here with Patch SJ. Very solid week from him, actually. 25 and 15. Imagine Gravy, 26 and 13. And yeah, that's just basically them two led the way. New Vengeance, it's just seems to be Drix doing most of the scoring, but it's just never enough for them. 31 and 6 for him with 2 steals. Decent from I'm not even going to try and say the lock's name because I don't even know what it could be. Stealing 2 blocks, and
We can.
yeah, I don't know.
Hello.
Bugger it, that'll do. Yeah,
Yep.
10-point win for Loki Academy. We'll move on to game 2. Much better.
Much better for Low Key Academy. 31-point winners with Patchy 26 and 13 from the 1, Scruffy Junior 25 from the Sharp, Masters with 10, 14 and 6 from the Anchor, Margin Gravy 21, 12, 5. Brooklyn Carter with 3 steals and a block as well. For New Vengeance, there is a lot of not much going on with Drix again, 29 points and 6 assists leading the way. But again, 10 of 33 from 3 and shooting at less than 30% overall. It's just not enough.
No, absolutely not. And yeah, very solid from Low Key Academy. And I'll give a shout out to Patch SJ for the week he's having. I don't think he made the top 5 that we did, but yeah, he's having a very solid week here.
He absolutely is. And we just got word that the New Zealand Black Boys won their qualifiers against Guam. 2-0. They won game 106 to 61 and game 2, 87 to 53. So they're on their way to Manila in December. So congratulations, lads.
Never a doubt the way they've been playing recently. And yeah, putting up 87 on the delay that they, I mean, assume the 87 game was on Guam servers. But yeah, putting up 87 on the delay they had, it's impressive stuff. And yeah, they'll do well in Manila.
I think so.
Yep.
Mate, we see the Pals 2-0 against Goon Nation, your boys. Dr. Hamo from PG, not shooting it too well, but 19 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Blade with 16 points and Drews for 13, and 6. For your boys, PG, DeGroot, 19 and 6. Where were you this game?
At work.
Series? You're at work. So are you the reason why they lost?
Oh, potentially. And I told this to Hamo the other day. I'm blaming him. He poisoned our center, so our center didn't play either. We had to play market center. He's usually our anchor / lock sort of thing. But yeah, first time he's played center in a league game before because our center got food poisoning, and yeah, we're playing with a full bench. But yeah, they're also playing one short too. The funny story is with their point guard Max is when the update came out, he went to restore his licenses and instead just reset his PlayStation. So he didn't have 2K downloaded and couldn't play the league game.
He lost everything, didn't he?
He lost everything. He had to re-download everything, which I found quite amusing, to be honest. But yeah, that result's not very amusing. But game 2 is a little bit better.
So are you saying that Max gets the Ryan from Astute Newstead Blunder of the Week award?
If that's a new thing,
go
ahead. Yeah. He gets it this week. Well done, Max. Congrats.
Good work, mate. Anyway, the Pels, 56-52 here in a bit of a better showing by your boys, mate. DeGroot, 14-11 from PG. Mosby Guin, 17-8 and 2. We see your Sharp with 3 steals as well, and
He's
some bloke called.
It's switched us over. I was playing on a 6-5, so I was taller than the lock.
What were you playing at?
I was playing Sharp, but
Sharp. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Still 67% from threes. Nice, mate. And then we see Shake with 18 points and 2 steals. D. Whitey with 3 steals and Drews with 17, 10, 4 assists, 3 steals. Just having a really solid week.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish we completed that comeback. We almost had it level go at the fourth
22-9 in the last quarter too.
Ammo was getting a little bit scared towards the end there. We were sort of just full on pressing him towards the end of it to where we had 3 people just almost piling on top of their inbounders. And Yeah, unfortunately, it almost paid off, but unfortunately, it left it a little bit too late.
Yeah, right. Next series, mate. No Way Out versus Run the Break. So No Way Out win this one 2-0. We see Delay with 33 on 9 of 13 shooting. Jono 4 steals on perfect shooting. Golden Dunk 75% from 3. Chris Stapps 12 and 12 with Harry 16 helpers in this one. Brooker's 17 and 9. He's had a pretty good start of the year, this Brooker's lad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come over. Used to be a stage point guard only, and now he's
Yeah.
started to transition to prime. And yeah, it's been all right since he started. This is the top 2 teams of their conference as well. This is the best matchup that they'd have in their conference as well. And No Way Out just showed their destruction with Delay having a near perfect game.
Yep, we see Ranger there, 13 and 8 on perfect shooting as well. Just again, perfect shooting against a team defense like No Way Out. That's a little win in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see
Game
game
2, mate.
2. Yeah, much of the same, really. Just No Way Out flexing their muscles once again. 30 for 43 as a team shooting wise is up there. That's an upper echelon stuff.
They
And
missed 13 shots for the game. Yeah,
very even shootings splits for everyone. No one's scoring below 10. No one's scoring above 19. Brooker's 23 and 6. Once again, probably the best for on the break, but just not enough, unfortunately, to stop the well-oiled machine that is No Way Out.
that's right. Next series, mate, we have
NZ Black.
NZ Black versus Jelly Squad. So NZ Black take game 1 in a series sweep, 67 to 54. And we see Cades 14 and 11.
I think it's flu again.
Is it? Oh, well,
I think it's flu again.
Play on your own account, mate. Jeez. Kensei 16 and 2 as well. Solomona 7-6 helpers, 2 steals, 1 block. Horsey just doing horsey things, 23 and 18. The Daddy Crisp for the Jelly Squad, 27 and 5. Daly with 19 and 3 as well. Game 2, mate, was it much the same?
Yeah, very, very similar to game 1.
12 points of difference. Daly with 21 and 4. Mona playing at PG in this one, 20 and 8. And then
I was a bit surprised when I saw the box card for this one.
Flu's on his own account here? What's going on?
I don't know. If Sensei's still in the chat, I'd like for him to enlighten me what they've done here. I think they might have literally just put Mona at PG and Flu maybe went to Anchor, which is
maybe.
I think that might be my guess. But yeah, if Sensei could enlighten me, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Mona at point guard, something different. You won't see that every day.
No,
28 and 3 steals. Very solid for him, as Sensei puts up 21 and 2 steals of his own. Horsey 15 and 14 and 5 assists. Besides X Daly and the Daddy Crisp, not much going on for Jelly Squad, but up against a really solid team in NZ Black.
100%, mate. And with someone that talks the way that Mona does and demands exactly what he wants, it's probably not a bad thing, him playing PG. Everyone knows exactly what's going on and what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Next series, mate.
Full
court press defeat Show No Mercy 2-0. So there's a series sweep there for full court press. Game 1, we see it pretty close. 64 to 61. Micah got Aura 33 and 10. The standout here with Sunsets 6, 16, 4 and a steal. Suspected with 3 steals in this one as well. Crazy with 18 and 13 at the 1 spot for Show No Mercy. Munted with 10. Max Share with 13, 13, 4. Zion with 2 steals, but just wasn't enough in game 1. Game 2, mate. Close?
Much the same.
No. Yeah, 19 points of difference with a massive 28 to 19 last quarter. Just putting the finishing touches on Show No Mercy with Micah just dropping a lazy 51 and 7.
Yep, and he had some words for Scrim after that series. He posted on Twitter, and they started going back and forth, and it's pretty funny.
Really?
But he had some words for him, saying he couldn't guard him and whatnot. And 51 and 7. It's I guess he's got bragging rights
for now. Yeah, that's right.
Yep,
you're only as good as your last game, but it's nothing like jumping on social media and telling everyone how good you are. Hey.
Yep. But yeah,
hence why I've never posted.
Yeah, neither. But he wasn't alone. Defense really shone for
Yeah, it
full
did.
court press with Courtism getting 4 steals, suspected 3, and Sunsets 3 of his own. Sunsets as well, 16, 17, 8. He's been really solid since switching to centre. I've really enjoyed watching full court press games with him at centre.
Yep.
And yeah, crazy again, 21 and 8. Max here with another double-double. Zion with 16 at the corner. Just wasn't enough against that powerhouse performance from Micah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on, mate.
Our boys.
What have we got
We're
here?
back.
Goon Nation. I'll let you talk us through this series. Did we have a forfeit at the end of this one, did we? Or
So what happened was end of the third quarter, John lagged out our lock, Ned Canthell tilt. He logged it. He got error coded. Sorry, and yeah, they forfeited end of the quarter because it just was no point in continuing being down 22. But yeah, once again, I was near for this game. Our point guard Mamba finally got Paddy Mills, and boy, he shone with it. 24 and 12, 9 of 12 shooting. Moz 16-8 on perfect shooting.
Yep.
John 9 steals, 9 points, 4 steals, and yeah, no real standouts for Hooligans, and a very good win for my boys.
So you're talking about Paddy Mills, mate.
Yep.
You get that at starter 4?
Starter 4. Yep.
And that's about as clean a jump shot base as you're going to get?
Yeah, but don't. If you see me shooting with it, it's not me. Someone else on the account.
It's me.
Yeah, it's not me, especially not in the rec last night. No. We'll move on to game 2 as we see the Hooligans getting their get back, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen updated whatnot, but yeah, this ruined our playoff chances. I believe we needed at the start of the series we had to beat them 2-0 and win by an average margin of 20 to get in the playoffs over them. We got the point differential by beating them 22 plus the lag out was about 32. And then in game 3, we also beat them as well, which we'll get to that. But we lost the game, so they get in because they had one more win than us.
Oh.
I think that's right. So,
we'll see later tonight when the captains are notified of exactly what's going on.
Yep, absolutely. And we see a bit of a name change for Ozark. YP Nonchalant, something a bit different. But yes, that is Ozark. 24 and 5 for him. 17 from Rel. 14, 16 and 6 from Lucas. And yeah, much of the same for our boys. Deguta 19 and 10. Nick Canthell 12 and 2. And Moz 17 and 16. Just wasn't enough, unfortunately.
So is the change permanent for Croc here now to play at anchor?
I believe so, because I think Lucas is a centre only.
Right.
And he plays it pretty well, I've heard. So yeah, I think Croc has been playing a bit more anchor this year than what he used to anyway. So yeah, I'd assume that's sort of the permanent change for them. But yeah, as we can see here, our boys get the series done. Unfortunately, I don't think it means anything, but we get the series win, 21-point win. Deguta again, 26 and 11. Sean with 12 and 2. John again, 3 steals. Moz 15, 16 and 7. Yeah, just solid team win. YP or Ozark 18. Rel with 18. Lucas 11 and 15. Wasn't enough for them, but at the same time, it wasn't enough for us playoff wise.
No, that's right, mate. What have we got next? Actually, before you move on, if you're watching at home, ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when we're coming on. Every like, every sub, every share that you give us helps us spread the word on our players in the Australia, New Zealand, Australasia server, so more people around the world can see the talent that we have got here. We are the only podcaster that do this to promote you guys at home and our service. So the more people in the world that see you, the more of, I guess, more of the world that can see you and your play, and more chances that potentially something can happen down the track. So hit like, subscribe, and the bell, please. Mate, we've got Goon Nation. No, next game. We've got SWAT versus Show No Mercy. They win this one 2-1. So Show No Mercy, 64-61. Craze with a 29 and 12, and Max Share with 20 and 6, scoring 49 of the 64 points. And we see with SWAT as well, very similar. 2 players leading the way. Teeny with 23 and Mitz with 31 and 5, scoring 44 of the team's 61 points. Game 2, we see SWAT bouncing back.
Absolutely.
Winning this one by 4 points, just holding on 60 to 56. Mitz with 26 and 11, having a pretty good series here. Jobnock with 22 and 10. Craze with 26 and 10, having another good game here. Max Yer with 15 and 7. Scrim with 2 steals and 2 blocks as well. Teeny with 4 steals. And Jobnock with 3 steals and 1 block as well. Game 3, Deadly.
Yep, same again for SWAT. 10-point win for them as they close out the series against Show No Mercy here. Mitz again, the standout for SWAT. 23 and 6 for him. Lokai probably the second best on his team. 11 from the corner, 2 steals and a block on perfect shooting. Craze 23 and 10. Very solid series from him in a loss, unfortunately, and not much else going on for Show No Mercy.
No. Let's move on to the next series, mate. We're nearing the end of the week here.
Yep.
We see Sanctuary defeating Liabilities. They've got the series sweep here, 2-0. Jimmy Kuso, my boy Jimmy, 28 and 10 with 2 steals. Awareness, sort of come out of nowhere this year, 23 and 3 steals from the sharp spot. Adzi with 2 steals as well. For Awareness, AI player, 19 and 1s across the board. Blee, 8-2-0-3 with 11 and 13. Game 2, mate, much the same, I'd anticipate. Yeah, almost a 30-point win there with Jimmy Kuso again, double-double, 22 and 10 with 3 steals. Awareness with nearly a triple-double in steals, 25 points, 11 assists, and 9 steals. Probably the standout of this series.
Yeah, insanity. We say it every week ever since we found out about him. He's bloody red hot, this Awareness kid, and whoever he is,
we like him.
He's definitely there in the All-Star votes at this rate. My goodness. He'd be up there. Big Visser as well, 24 and 12, closing out the win with only really AI player doing anything for Liabilities, dropping 27, with the center getting graded out, having a triple-double of his own with turnovers.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
As we see,
Exy versus Sanctuary. So I believe this is the last game.
Yeah, last series.
Last series of the week, where we see Exy really putting Sanctuary to the sword here, winning by 47 points in game 1. Dollar with 41 and 4 assists. Carez with 12, 10 and 3 steals. Torby with 13 and 7 steals. Lachlan with 18, 15 and 6. Rylan with 14, 10, 1 and 1. Nothing. Jimmy Kuso with a double-double, but that's about it for the Sanctuary in game 1. Game 2 was unfortunately a forfeit.
Yep, showed their class here, Exy, and they're
really
ready and primed for playoffs.
So that concludes our game so far. What have we got next, Deadly?
All the forfeits. I'll let you play the soundbite. I'll step away and I'll let you play the soundbite.
Thank you. So this week, thanks to my great man, Deadly, we've decided to collate all the forfeits in one page. So we see Unknown winning 2-0 against MILF Hunters. So MILF Hunters forfeiting that series. Asylum forfeiting against Prophecy. Sugar Plums forfeiting against NZ Whittle. Sugar Plums forfeiting against Low Key Academy. Toenails forfeiting against Liabilities. Reach for VC forfeiting against Malman. Toenails forfeiting against SWAT. The Queen's Guard forfeiting both their games against Southside Swingers and Sanctuary. And for that, we say, get that garbage out of here! Be better. We don't like that. Again, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. We want to get you out into the community and promote you guys in the Australia-New Zealand server. Next, Deadly.
We've got the regular season standings after the final few rounds of the season. It'll start from each conference. They're all divided in by groups. So you all know how it works. And yeah, we'll just show the final standings. So for East Group A, we have no shock, no way out coming on top with going a perfect 9-0 in series wins.
We do. We see Run the Break there with an 8-1 record to finish week 3. Pookie Bears 7-2. Low Key Academy and Relentless finishing a tie 5-4. So that'll come down to point differential there to who moves on. NZ Whittle, big improvers this season. Like they went seasons last year not winning a game. So to take 4 game or 4 wins in this conference is good for them.
Yep.
And then we see Lethal, New Vengeance, Sugar Plums, and Rise. Let's see Group B in East.
No
yeah.
real shocks here again, except I don't think many people would have tipped Full Court Press to be tied for first.
No, that's probably one of the biggest shocks, mate. We see XC, Full Court Press, the Crayons, and SWAT leading the way. Show No Mercy just missing out, and also Jimmy Cuso's boys at the Sanctuary rounding out the top 6. West Group A, mate. We see.
Yeah.
This is probably the big one for me. D tier going perfect.
9-0. Yeah.
Yeah. So we see D tier going 9-0. Ruthless and Unknown 7-2, and Cancun sneaking their way into the top 4.
Stuck
Good
in the
on 'em.
playoffs. They've done well.
Good on them.
They've done well since the start of the season.
They're another team that last year even were going seasons and not winning a game. So to make finals, they may not go too far, but just to make finals shows that if you stick together and work on that chemistry, you can get better at this game. And these guys have absolutely done it. Baines Effect and Ice Hot Gaming 4-1-4 round out the top 6. Next, mate, West Group B, we see NZ Black on top. The Pals, Goon Nation, Hooligans, top 4 as well, with Thanos Squad and Sans Dior rounding out the top 6. That's probably the closest division that we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
I think
teams
if you were to
within
put a
4
poll
wins.
out at the start of the year, that everyone would probably vote our group as the closest division. It's a lot of very decent teams all going to be fighting for playoff spots, and exactly what it was. The Powers and NZ Blacks pulling away from everyone else, but besides that, it's a 4-horse race for 2 spots, and it's hard to do.
It is. Now, that's it for the standings. Again, the captains will be notified this evening by the management at the ANZPL. So next week we will be bringing you coverage of the final series, and the week after we will be bringing you the grand final live here on the Insight Fantasy Sports Network, where we will be commentating the grand final series. We will be having special guests, and it will be a good night. Hopefully we can get it streaming a little better than last year.
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
We will.
All you can do is pray.
What do we got next, mate?
End the week with the best of the week.
So we've got 5 here that I'm going to give a mention to, and then we've got your player of the week that I'll let you run with, mate. But our 5 honourable mentions this week. So we got iPass Fake again with a very good week and definitely in contention for MVP. He's just been super consistent this season. We've got Micah Got Aura from the Xbox crew with a very consistent week and finishing off the week with a big 51 piece. So congratulations to you, mate. You get a mention in our players of the week. GeForce. This guy has come a long way and averaged a big double-double this week.
Shout out to him.
Yep, he's made the top. He's made the top 6, I guess, this week. V Grundy, he's starting to get his shot back on track and starting to help the Thanos squad up back towards the top after they started the season very slowly. And the Greek Iverson, Dennis Phoenix himself, averaging a double-double for the week. Unfortunately, probably not enough to make finals, or did they just scrape in?
I think they've just snuck in.
Okay.
I think the way it's done is by win percent. And I looked today, they have a 61% win percent. We have a 60.
Wow.
So I think they snuck in by 1 win percentage.
So anyway, our player of the week this week, thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze, who are our major sponsors, have been here since day one. Log on to their website and put in IFS 15 to get 15% off everything on their store. But Deadly, our player of the week is...
he could have won it last week, let's be honest. He was probably top 3 last week. And I know Puma will be very happy with me saying player of the week this week is Lemons from D tier with an average of 33 points per game, 2.8 steals per game, 8.9 3-pointers made per game, 63% from the field, 59% from 3. Insanity. Insane week.
He was unreal,
well deserved. Yeah, and he's getting his team absolutely red hot for finals off of the back of an undefeated season.
And an absolute dark horse too.
Yeah, they're definitely
I think they must watch TV.
Yeah, they're super entertaining to watch the way they go about things, and they're all decently young people too, and they're coming up against some of these experienced comp players,
Yeah.
and
When do
yeah,
we get when do we get to mention Puma's name?
what do you mean?
Oh, we don't really mention him too much, but he's a loyal fan of the show, and he's
Yeah,
pretty
well,
handy behind the sticks.
tell him to change his PSN back from Ned Canfield to it or whatever the bloody hell he's put
Yeah.
it as.
Don't rate that. Don't rate that at all. Be better, Puma. Lemons, DM us on Twitter, mate, please, to receive a prize pack. Thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze. You are our player of the week. Deadly, you got any final words before we wrap this thing up for the night, mate?
No, mate. Thanks for having me on again. It's pretty decent end to the season. With a bit of luck, we might make playoffs. You never know. But I'll be back next week, no matter what happens.
Yeah, you will
And
be.
yeah, I'll see you in the rec tonight, Mick.
Yeah, I think you've become a bit of a staple on this show, mate. We get a bit of love via the DMs, and that's saying that people appreciate a pretty face like yourself to come on here and carry me, mate. So to have someone with the knowledge that you do of this game and being able to talk people through what goes on the court and having that intimate knowledge of how the games are played, I think will be really good, not just for the people in the community that play League, but for the people who play rec, that play stage, that play park, that want to get involved just by listening in and learning about it. I think you bring another element to us, mate. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to continue to work with you.
Pleasure as always, mate. Pleasure as always.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Next week, it will be week 1 of the finals where we bring you all the results of the week. It'll be grand final week in a couple of weeks' time where we will be streaming and commentating the grand final live here on the Insight Fantasy Sports Network. We do already have some special guests lined up, including a New Zealand coach who's going to come on and talk about the New Zealand national team and what it takes in order to be recognized by the crew over in America if you ever wanted that opportunity to head across. So you are not going to want to miss that. But on behalf of Deadly and I, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Monday night. This has been another episode of the Insight 2K, Sports Network.
It's off season, mate. What are you doing?
Flag dons. See ya.